What a beautiful view we have here in Northern California. We're in the Napa area. Why? Because this is where the Palisade Mountains are, and it's only fitting that we drive the Hyundai Palisade. This is the all-new 2026 version, and not only does it have a very new bold styling, there are so many differences between this and the outgoing model. There are a lot of premium and luxury features as well, and a lot of values. How much value? Well, I'm going to say this. Normally I wouldn't associate the word like BMW and Hyundai together in the same sentence, but for what this Palisade cost, I would take this over a BMW, and here is why. I'm serious, you may actually have to watch this video in 2x speed because there is so much content to go over. Let's just start right at the front here. You have a brand new face, a new grille. It's very horizontal, nice and vertical. Speaking of vertical, they have retained the vertical daytime running lights, except instead of just a little strip, they are these segments here, and I love how flush they are right here. These are the headlamps here. Below you have active grille shutters, which is going to help with aerodynamics. It really does have this very planted stance on it. I think Hyundai's designer were definitely on their game when designing this new Palisade. It's also grown in size. The length is 65 millimeters longer. The wheelbase has been stretched 70 millimeters, meaning more room in the third row, more cargo space, and more road presence. Even with that boxier look, it manages a sleek 0.31 drag coefficient, one of the best in the segment. If you want to compare this to competition in terms of slipperiness, hey, this is more aerodynamic than the outgoing Palisade, also the new Pathfinder, the Pilot from Honda, or even the Toyota Highlander. So that's going to all help in getting better efficiency. In Canada, our trims are a little bit different. We don't get as many options as the US market does, but we do start with the Trend, then we go with the XRT Pro, which we'll have a full separate video on that. We have now a hybrid trim, so that's a luxury hybrid, and then we have the ultimate calligraphy that can be had with the V6 or a hybrid powertrain. So make sure, depending on where you live, check which trim levels you have here. This ultimate calligraphy V6 though, hey, check it out. It has 21-inch wheels. Our base trim will actually start with 19-inch wheels, and check out the attitude this thing has. It's got this polished D-pillar here. You know, I think this really does up the game. It really gives it a premium look for sure. Whew, it is dusty here. It's very dry, so bear with me. That's why this is kind of covered in dust. But anyways, we'll push through it. In the rear, you'll see we get the same vertical treatment on the tail lights as we do for the front daytime running lights. What I'm really impressed of is how just flush they are. The design is beautiful. It's just all one piece, it seems. Everything is so cohesive on the design of this. I am a big fan, as you can tell. Now, another big fan is you get a wiper and it's tucked underneath this roof spoiler, and the bonus of that is if you live somewhere where you get snow and you get ice, when it's on the bottom it accumulates on that wiper and it's hard for it to move. This tucks it out, it hides it, and yeah, it's always clean. Speaking of always clean, this one is equipped with quite a few cameras, and we're going to talk about the dash camera in a second, but this also has a digital rear view mirror. That is the camera for it right up there. This is the dash camera right there, and it will actually get wiped by the wiper, and we have our backup camera. Now the backup camera also has a washer, and that is standard equipment. Also exclusive to the Canadian market, our front washer fluid reservoir is heated. Yes, and that's standard on all trims. So that's a big bonus if you're living in a colder climate. Very nice cohesive look right here. No tailpipes visible. Okay, open up the standard power liftgate on the new Palisade. Hey, new vehicle, new cargo area. It's bigger as well, 31 millimeters larger. And if you want to compare this to some of the competition, for instance, this doesn't have quite as much room as the Grand Highlander behind the third row, but does have more room than the Honda Pilot or the Ford Explorer. Here's a very interesting thing that this has. First off, this has 4-way power adjusting seats for the third row, meaning you can tilt the back or you can slide the seats forward and backward, and you can do it by power. Check this out. I can slide the seat on one side all the way to get, that is a good at least 4 inches more depth here on that. It's so easy to do with the power controls. And if you want to, let's say, fold 1 down, 2 down, or all of them, you can actually select even all, and they all go down, all remotely, and when they're all down, it is completely flat. Yes, you do have a little bit of a gap there because this does have captain seats, and totally flat. I have so much room in front of me. You could be probably 6'8" and still fit lengthwise in this Palisade. Another thing to note, underneath here you do have a spare tire on the 3.5 liter V6. If you go for the hybrid, which is coming out, that will not have a spare tire, just to be aware. And if we lift up this area here, we have additional storage for our jack and some other goodies, whatever you want to put right there. So yeah, lots of room in the new Palisade. I want to put them all up. I just flick that. Up they come. Love it. On the inside of this Palisade, I don't even know where to start. You know, we just recently tested the Hyundai Ioniq 9, which is Hyundai's flagship 3-row EV. And even on that one, I mentioned that they really upped their game on that interior, and there's a good reason why that's their flagship EV. Now, this is their flagship non-EV, and they just didn't copy and paste. This is completely different. You have this very, very straight, horizontal, flat dash here. You have dual 12.3-inch screens, but not just screens. It's curved a little bit, but it's inset as well. So not only is it protected a little bit from glare from the sun, but it's integrated into the dash. It's not an afterthought that's just been placed there. This Ultimate Calligraphy also gets a few goodies like the Bose audio system here, nice speaker grills, you get a head-up display, but there's also a lot of standard features as well, like you do get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, that's wireless as well. And on this top trim though, you get, for the very first time, a built-in front and rear dash camera. I've got it running right now, so it's recording onto an SD card, and it doesn't work just only when you're driving. It will work when it's parked as well. They've upgraded the actual battery for this, so it can handle a little bit more when you're in parking mode. If you go for extended periods of time, let's say you're going on a trip, for instance, and it's just gonna sit there, when it gets to a certain level, it will turn itself off so it doesn't actually run into using up all your 12-volt battery on there. But this is really nice. You can view it right from the actual infotainment, and it's so easy to just scrub, and you can see where the events are, front and back. This is really good. I'm really hoping that this actually makes its way into lower trims. Right at this point right now, it's only on the top Ultimate Calligraphy for this one here. This is also equipped with a 360 camera. The media and their HVAC here is well placed. Now in the middle console, this front area also doubles as a palm rest. So it could be a little bit bumpy while you're driving. You put your hand there and, oh, I want to actually put my ventilated seats on, or I want to turn my heated steering wheel on at the same time. Really nice place to rest your palm while you're using the controls here. But I absolutely love the real dials for the temperature control. This Ultimate Calligraphy gets Nappa leather, the Luxury gets regular leather, and the other trims below get a artificial leather. But yeah, ventilated, heated. We even have an ergo seat for the driver, and these have relaxation mode for both front and second row passengers, so it can recline and you have kind of like a leg rest that comes up as well. This middle console is a thing of beauty. Not only will it hold big drinks, you have wireless charging, you have USB charging. Now the USBs on this, they kind of mirror the same as the Ioniq 9, are rated for 100-watt output, meaning you can charge your largest, your laptop computers, your tablets, no problem, and quickly. So fast charging there. We even have a UV cleaner. Press that button, open this up, and this will actually clean by UV, sterilize your phone or whatever you put in there. Well, we mentioned on the outside, this is the digital rearview mirror. Well, there it is. Flick that up, so in case you have a full load of people or cargo, you just flick that up and now you can see very clearly without any obstructions at all. Down below we have a 12 volt as well as more storage for drivers or passenger. You can put your purse down there if you have one of those. And overall, it is so comfy in here. Viewpoints are very, very good. Great visibility. We have power mirrors. We have seat settings here. We have 2 sunroofs on it. So we have a manual sunshade for the front. So this does not have a full length panel roof like the Ioniq 9, for instance, but it does have another roof in the rear. It doesn't open, but it does have a power sunshade, which is operated just from here. Just like that, and it opens up and it allows more room in the back. So speaking of the back, let's head back there. The Palisade really is made for people. It's made for carrying people in the back here. You want as many features and amenities as you can to make the trip more comfortable, and Hyundai has done an amazing job. This thing is so well thought out. First of all, headroom. Okay, look at how much headroom that I have. This has class-leading headroom in the segment. Families always like sunshades. You have this on this trim here. Big door handles. We have drink holders in the side as well as a slot for your device, for your phone. You want to put your phone in here and just leave it there while you're driving. Perfect spot along with your coffee or your juice box, whatever you want to put in there. We have the nice speaker grills. Now on the top of the speaker grill, you'll see there is a little symbol. This has a safe exit alert now. So not only if you are parked somewhere and someone's going to get out, but there's oncoming traffic or a bicyclist coming, it will not only give you an audio alert, but it'll also prevent you from opening the door. It'll lock it, but now also it will give you a visual alert as well. So that's also new. So that's a great safety feature. Speaking of safety features, 10 airbags now, and they have a new window airbag for the side airbag that extends into the 3rd row as well, making sure that all your occupants are protected. Nice flat floor. There's a small little hump here, but this is pretty well the same as almost like an EV. We have a plug here, max 150 watts, but we have storage in the back of that middle console right there. These seats are power in the 2nd row, so you can recline them to be a little bit more comfy. Now, when I put my head back, I'm looking up here because this is equipped with tri-zone climate control. And not only do you have controls back here, this Palisade has an entirely separate HVAC or heating and air conditioning unit for the 2nd and 3rd row. So that's a big bonus. Why? Because it can actually cool the vehicle down faster using 2 units. Also, it can actually be more efficient. If you have no passengers in here, you're just driving with a couple up front, you don't need this system on, and it's actually going to be more efficient than trying to actually heat or cool the entire cabin in here. More USBs, 100 watt like I mentioned, but you can control the passenger seat right from the controls on the side, and that's quite actually handy, so you don't have to actually do that. Also, if you don't want to do that, you can control the seats from the actual front infotainment screen, and you even get heated and ventilated seats in the 2nd row. Remember, this is not in the premium segment. This is a Hyundai, it's not a Genesis, and you're still getting features like that. Now, because of the extended wheelbase, you get a larger opening to get into the 3rd row. You hit that one touch button. We have the power seat that doesn't just actually go and throw the seat back, it actually tilts the entire seat up. So you have a larger opening here. And also another benefit is if you have a child seat in the 2nd row, you don't have to take it out. It can just go along with that. So I'm going to go and hit that button back, and this seat is going to come back and right about, okay, I didn't stop it. Okay, I'm almost 5'11". My knees are not touching in the position I'm at right now. My head is not touching. It's actually quite impressive how much room is in here. Now get this, we have people in the 2nd row, they're comfy. 3rd row people want to be comfy as well. Well, we have heated seats for the 3rd row. So heated seats on all seats in this Palisade, ventilation for 1st and 2nd row on this Ultimate Calligraphy, but we can also recline the 3rd row as well, and we can actually slide The seat forward and back, look at this. I just gained myself another about 3 inches of leg room on here. So this is good for 3 passengers back here. Yeah, it's gonna be tight, but this is absolutely workable. Now, is it as comfortable as the second row? Not quite, but no third row really is. But is it usable? Absolutely. You even have USB-Cs in the rear here. The windows have also been enlarged, and just tilt that, and we have that nice cold air coming in. It's very, very hot outside. To get out, just one touch, and it's gonna go and tilt for us. Now on the captain seats, we could just actually just go through the center if we wanted to. Oh, by the way, there's a new grab handle as well to make it easier to get in and out. Hit that and slides right back. Also new is what's under the hood. Now we go from a 3.8 liter V6 to a 3.5 liter. That puts out 287 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque. Now it's a little bit down, like by like 4 horsepower than the 3.8. But this is a bigger vehicle, and you're gonna get, basically the targeted fuel economy will be the same, so in essence, it's more efficient. Now there is also another power plant coming in about 3 months or so, and that is a brand new hybrid. That's the first time for a hybrid for the Palisade. That's gonna have a 2.5 liter turbocharged hybrid powertrain with 329 horsepower. Both Palisades have conventional automatics, which will appeal to a lot of people. Also, a lot of people have been mentioning in my videos when we do tests like on, let's say, the Highlander, the Grand Highlander, they don't want a hybrid powertrain sometimes, so that's why you have options like the regular 3.5 that we have here. If you want a hybrid, you can get that, but you can get a V6, and that's something that's becoming more and more rare. So this 3.5 is naturally aspirated, it's not turbocharged, no hybrid, nice smooth power, what everyone wants. We have paddle shifters as well, and we have different drive modes. We go and we can flick onto the sport. Now we're on these canyon roads right now, and yeah, it's definitely more responsive. It's gonna hold the gear longer. I do like these paddle shifters for downshifting on these hills right here. But if you find yourself needing a little bit more traction, you do have a sand mode. We have snow mode on here. All Palisades in Canada come standard with all-wheel drive as well. We mentioned we have the heated washer fluid and the standard washer for the cameras. So perfect for our Canadian climate. A lot of Palisade owners are families, and families like to do road trips, and sometimes on a road trip you may be towing something more than just, let's say, a bike rack or something, maybe a travel trailer, maybe your ski-doo or your toys, and this will tow 5,000 pounds. The tow hitch will come on all trim levels in Canada other than the base trend, so that's also new. Okay, we're driving along this gravel road within this vineyard with the beautiful lake in the background. Man, it doesn't get much more scenic than this for sure. I want to really take a dip in here, but I just want to just share with you my thoughts on, you know, like when you're not on pavement, and we don't even have the XRT Pro off-road kind of outdoorsy version. Hey, it's just as quiet. Like, they have done such a great job on minimizing any type of harshness and noise coming from this new Palisade. It's so quiet. We also have self-leveling suspension for the rear. That is standard. So if you are carrying more passengers, some heavier passengers, for instance, or you're towing, it's going to self-level, and that's standard and uses hydraulics to actually do that. So that's another big bonus of this new Palisade. Every time I come to California, especially this Napa Valley, Northern California area, I'm just blown away. Like, there is just such beauty here. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I can see why so many people live in California now. The Palisade does have some pretty good scoot. There's a nice little growl there. I'm really looking forward to driving that hybrid with a little bit extra power. On these canyon roads, I do prefer the sport mode. It just seems to be in the right gear at the right time and gives you a little bit better response. Bigger vehicle equals more weight. You need more stopping power. So Hyundai has actually bumped up the brake size by 20 and 25 millimeters for front and rear. And not only are they more powerful, but they even stop quicker than the previous outgoing Palisade. Here's a little preview on the hybrid though, and this has nothing to do with the drive. It's gonna have a new feature called Stay. And I think vehicles like hybrids should have always had this feature, meaning that if you are not running, let's say you're in your driveway, your baby's sleeping, you don't want to wake them up, you can actually still run the heating and air conditioning while the vehicle is on, and it will minimize any type of time that gasoline engine will kick on. That is a big deal if you have kids, believe me. So that's coming with the hybrid. The Hyundai Palisade has always been a big hit, especially in the Canadian market. Families like them because they have a lot of room, and then they also have what we've been saying all along in this review, the big V word, that's value. Remember we talked about how I would buy this over a BMW? How so, you ask? Well, this Palisade starts, get this, at $53,600 in Canadian dollars. And that comes with standard all-wheel drive. You get that V6 engine, you get 5,000 pounds towing capacity, you get more safety, more technology, and room for 8 passengers for that price. If you go up to the very top trim of the calligraphy that we have here, you're looking at the middle $60,000 range in Canadian dollars, and that's about the same range as what you would find a compact BMW X3, and that's the 30. That's not even the big dog. If you want to add on a package that actually gives you the drive recorder, which is like the dash camera, you want the 360 camera, you're going to add on about another $5,000 on that. That's going to bring it over $70,000 for that BMW X3. But for $5,000 less, I'm going to get 7-passenger capability, a lot more room, a lot more technology. This thing really ticks all the boxes. You get the premium product without paying the premium dollar, which is why the Palisade has long been so popular in this category. This thing really is going to sell very well. If you own a current Palisade or you're thinking about getting a 3-row SUV, take a look at this. You will not be disappointed. I'm gonna predict this. They are going to sell a lot of these 3-row Palisades. That's it for today's video. Hope you liked it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye. Like always, if you enjoyed this video or any content on the channel, I have a lot of videos and not just automotive. We have tech, outdoor equipment, including robotic lawnmowers and snow blowers, and even travel, so something for everyone. I would really appreciate if you hit that like and subscribe button. It's completely free, and it allows me to continue creating more content like this for you. Hope to see you on the next video. Bye.